Hello. Hello. Anyone around here speak basketball?
Teaching Bobby Webster.
This is Abby Silver.
Trust in Messiah. Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast. I am your host, Freddie Rivas, and who, sir, in the lovely black and red flannel are you?
I'm your producer, Matt Duncan. Freddie, how are you doing? You're sounding better. Everyone's happy.
I'm doing good. I'm feeling better. My lovely wife fixed the DeRozan t-shirt I have framed. It was drooping.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But we got to bring it up. He just signed a contract with Nike to be the shoe ambassador for the Kobe brand. So we got to make sure DeRozan's standing strong here on the pod. If you are just tuning into the podcast for the first time, you're coming back. Thank you regardless. We are with Raptors Republic. We are a fan / analyst / just hardcore Raptors / NBA nuts podcast. Matt was referencing me having COVID. I battled through. I'm on the other side. Feels good. Stay safe, everybody. Maddie, how are you? And also please tell everyone how they can help the pod out, help us grow.
Well, I'm doing just swell. Thankfully I haven't had the sickness yet, but it's coming for me. It's like the Alamo out there, and
Hold
I'm
on,
in the
buddy.
middle.
Hold on.
But that aside, we're pushing forward. And if you do want to check us out, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, share if you like it. That'd be cool too. But then go to raptorsrepublic.com, read the articles, see the other podcasts there. You can listen to our show there. You can listen to the full episodes of the show on the Rapcast on your favorite podcatcher. So, that same old thing. Ever since you've been listening to podcasts, make sure you rate on your Apple Podcasts and your Spotify and whatever else. I don't even know. What does Amazon Music do? They probably got a button you can push. So if you could do that, push a couple buttons for us and we'll smile. We'll smile like the Cheshire Cat.
Just a lot of good info there. The Cheshire Cat at the end was good. You leaned on the word share for a long time. Maddie, you're an absolute pro. I don't deserve you, but I do appreciate you to help carry me through these last couple weeks. And I think again, thanks everyone who's been listening. And let's get on bringing in the guests. But I will say, as I've been saying, free Brittany Griner, free BG, me and a friend of the podcast, Catherine Niker. We cover that subject as much as we can on our WNBA podcast, The Pickup. So make sure to check that out. Give it a listen. Let's start with you, Alan. This is summertime. It's not even spring training camp. I think that's what they call it in baseball, but it's not even, camp time yet. We're still going to get a lot of Raptors stuff. I think we still have my information's kind of coming from Blake Murphy, who always has his, stuff together for us podcasters. We do appreciate that. And he kind of outlined on Twitter that with the Juancho signing and with the release of Armoni Brooks, we're sort of looking at some kind of combination of Juancho, Svi, Champagnie, Banton, Wilson, and potentially one more guy that they'll bring in competing for 3 spots. Obviously, there's a lot of conditions there, like will they waive Svi? etc. And this is the assumption as well that we will sign Coloco, which I assume we will. But so sort of just going off that, those 5 names, which 3 guys out of those 5 do you want for the end of the bench?
Well, I want Juancho there because Adam Sandler in Toronto. That's just great. After the premiere of Hustle, I feel like just bringing that type of like intensity, or not even intensity, but just excitement about that movie and kind of this kind of film person, a part of the Raptors, kind of just elevates the brand a little bit. And also he can knock it down from 3, and he's a big body, and we definitely need that defensively. I don't know how much he can really commit to us and give it to us, but I'm okay with that. That second slot, I think I'm looking over at Banton just because I love the kid, hometown hero. 45 Wilson, but there's a 45 bus. I don't know where
Kipling.
it is. Kipling bus, yes. So I'm excited for him and his step up from last season, because his ability to grab a rebound and start the break, it's really good. And also seeing his playmaking ability, as well as just his knockdown 3. If you can get that kind of going, I think we really have a stud that we can kind of keep going and put 905 for a little bit and give him some more minutes in the league. Now that third spot is very tricky. I kind of want to give Wilson a second look, just because we were really excited to have him, and it was just like injury immediately, right? So I don't know. I'd love to see more of him. If not, then Shvi. I feel like maybe those 2 can just rock paper scissors it out and see who can give us the best production coming off that last spot in the bench. Also, I just would love to say Melo's still out there. I know people are always down on Melo. I love Melo. Give me some Melo. Just give me some instant buckets off the bench with that second younger group. Maybe he's not the best on the pick and rolls switch on defense, but you know what? He can get you 10 points. He can get you 15 points, and sometimes you just need that. You need somebody who can just sit in the what's it called, the part of my French, but the titty in the corner for the 3-point shot. Isn't that what they call it, right?
I have not heard that, but I love it.
It's Reggie Miller. I think he even got called out for saying that on live TV as well. But in that corner slot in the 3-point shot, we need another person to sit in there, because we saw it in the Sixers series. We just don't have the 3-point firepower. Like at all. And if you can get somebody to sit there, you can expand the defense and open up lanes for driving. And we just didn't have that whatsoever. So adding another player that has an ability to just knock down threes without even a dribble or maybe a play called for them, just adding that type of arsenal to the team would only just be beneficial for us.
Yeah, lots of good points. I learned something from my guests all the time. Sitting in the titty. I mean, come on now.
I'm gonna double check with a Google.
Yeah, we're just
trying to figure that out, because if we're talking a 3-point arch, like,
I know,
where would the titty be on that?
That would sort of be like let's just, let's not get in trouble here. But I think a point I want to jump on right away is I was just looking over some stats, and I didn't really realize that, Juancho can shoot. Like, obviously his role has sort of, changed a bunch in his career, sometimes more opportunity than others, but he's a 35% or just above shooter from 3 in his career, and he's got some size. He seems to fit the Raptors vision 6'9" sort of thing. I also feel like at the end of the bench there, the defense is kind of less important. I'm not sure how much those guys are going to factor into the actual rotation, unless there's some injuries. Banton, I'm totally with you. He was my number 1 of these guys, actually, because I just feel like he has a out of everyone there, like a really sort of intense amount of upside, and again, you covered that well, because when he rips down a board and is running with the ball, it looks like, he's got some Sean Livingston in him, or it's hard to say exactly. And, the Raptors, we teach people how to shoot. Like, we're good at that. So even if he can just be, like a mediocre catch and shoot guy, that's huge. Obviously, I guess rough around the edges. There's some half court stuff. But he looked pretty good in summer league. He definitely had big numbers in the G League. And also, the last thing I want to comment on is thinking about Svi and Wilson doing a paper rock scissors for millions or $1 million. It's like, the stakes are high. Like,
it couldn't be higher.
That's still the most high stakes rock paper scissors I could ever imagine. And I wonder if they'd agree to it. I assume not. I assume their agents would be like, you gotta like, it's gotta be like maybe a game of a 1-on-1 or something. But
Can I jump on this one here? Well,
please do.
just because for the first time in my time being on the pod, I did some real insider research on this one.
Okay, love it.
So I didn't play basketball on any organized level. I did run cross country in high school.
Cheers.
And, we had a varsity and we had a JV. And as far as we were concerned, the purpose of the JV was to be funny. That was your job, was to bring some levity to the situation for everyone else. That was it. The expectations were not high otherwise. There's a guy I know who works for MLSE. I asked him, who's the funniest guy in the Raptors? And it turns out they internally as a staff, they did their research on this. And they did poll the team last year. Turns out the answer is Scotty. The answer is Scotty.
Yep,
but number 2 was Justin Champagnie.
Okay.
And that was Scotty's opinion too. Scotty said Justin Champagnie was the funniest guy on the team. So even though this guy's hasn't been hanging on the roster very consistently, that's interesting to hear that he was more or less the consensus guy. When they asked him who he thought the funniest guy on the team was, he said Scotty and Danilo. So I'm picking him too. So I'm gonna need 2 funny guys there, and then like you guys, I was thinking Juancho as well, but mostly because he can play a little, but he's a chill guy. He's from Spain. Guys from Spain are always chill, and you need a guy to be like the butt of the joke, who's not gonna flip out, like who's gonna roll with it.
Yeah, we need Juancho to get pantsed.
But he's not gonna turn around and hit a guy for that. He's gonna laugh too. It's And it keeps everyone's spirits nice and high, and the stress don't get to you that way. So anyway, so that's my angle on this. But I just wanted to throw in, just because I actually consulted a person who works for MLSE. What's the scoop here?
I love that very much, and I do think end of the bench celebration is massive. And to your point about Champagnie, my guys are Juancho, Champagnie and Delano, and I think Svi's kind of a hard cut, because I feel like he just looks like he should be what we need. And I think when you're at the back end of the bench, it's hard to prove yourself. But Nurse did give him a lot of run at the beginning, so I don't know. Svi also has some weird athleticism sometimes.
Yeah,
but to your point, Ned, with Champagnie. At Summer League, he was calling every single guy on the Summer League team his son. So that's fun.
That's what you need. You need that guy. You need
just
that
calling
guy who
everyone
knows
your
his role.
son.
He knows he's the 12th best guy on the team, but he's there just to keep it fun. That's who you need.
And also I'd like to see him play, because when me and Matty D went to the G League.
Freddie got a little frozen here. He went to the G League.
We went to the Raptors 905. Oh, did I?
You froze up for a second there.
Yeah.
You said G League, and then you disappeared as though you were sent there via Star Trek, a beam.
I drank a Gatorade really fast. I said I went to the G League, and then I just supersonic chugged the Gatorade.
Yeah, these guys are on the G League. So you saw them there?
Yeah. So me and Matty D, we went, and you know what?
Something about it.
I'm going in and out. I think. I just want to. Okay, listen. I don't know if I'm going to go out again, so I'm going to try and say it fast. Okay.
Yes.
Matt would yell, "Pop the cork." There we go. Matt had enough time to do the graphic. Good old reliable internet
for Justin. That's a great catchphrase for him. Pop the cork.
Pop the cork.
He had a massive second half too. Right?
Yeah.
Banton had a great first half. Champagnie, I think he actually ended up with 40 points in that game.
Yeah, and I think Matty yelled "Pop the cork" 30 times minimum.
Yeah.
The guy I know who works for MLSE, his job is sort of doing Jumbotron stuff during the game, and that is exactly the type of thing a Jumbotron guy wants. He wants a guy in the team with a name like that, so you can put on the screen, "Pop that cork."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It's perfect.
That's perfect.
What else do we want? Champagne Poppy, Champagne.
Oh yeah, champagne,
You know what I mean?
champagne poppy.
Champagne for my real friends.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
There you go.
hello. MLSC, if you're listening, these boys got some ideas. Okay, Ned, let's go to question number 2 here. It was cool last year. Every Raptors starter average over 15 points. Matty D's got the averages up here per Basketball Reference. Give me one guy, who's going to score more and one guy who's going to score less. Like, you're thinking with OG, curious about more touches, and also just everyone being healthy, I think is going to be a big thing, right? So with those 5 guys, who's going to score more? One guy, and who's going to score less? One guy.
Well, it seems inevitable to me that Scotty will be scoring more. Last year, if you look at his splits, sort of month by month, it went up. Throughout the year. He in the second half post All-Star game, he was scoring a cool 17 a game versus 14 before. It seems that he will certainly be on that higher end probably from now on. And with that being the case, probably the person who's going to have fewer touches and fewer per game is probably Fred. I would expect, just based on the balance between those two. And by the way, even though I think Scotty will certainly go up, he will go up, and I think Siakam as well. Those two guys in the lineup together were fire in the last month or two. So I expect probably both of those guys, but the one that'll be the most drastic difference will probably be Scotty from here on out, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, I think it's very, very fair guesses. And it's a fun conversation. And just to add on to your point about those two being so good together, I'm so happy. I remember it was a short period, but there was a period where it was like, should we trade Pascal because we got Scotty and, they're the same or whatever. And I'm so happy the Raptors have leaned into, I guess what some people would see as a redundant quality, because very clearly those two play off each other just wonderfully. And, their skills don't duplicate enough to be any kind of problem for us, maybe a problem for the other team. But, yeah, Alan, where are you at? Are you similar to Ned? You have, I'm close to Ned. I'll say this, but I'm gonna wait to see what you say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Ned. I think just the nature of the rookie of the year from last season to not only improve his game, especially going to Rico Hines, improve that 3. It's gonna come down to points. He's gonna score more points next season, and I think it might take away from a player like Gary. I definitely think Gary Miley might go down just a little bit. I also think OG might go up. I think all this grumblings in the summertime of like of trade talks and all this different stuff, if not motivate him, might be something that the Raptors use as leverage to be like, look how much he's scoring right now mid-season. Do you want to trade, swap a couple players, maybe get a Miles Turner or something like that in exchange for that? So I definitely think that might be a shopping around thing that might happen early on. Might go to him more. But yeah, I also just want to say this one thing. I just quickly Googled the Raptors roster. There's only one player older than me. So fuck me. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Well, welcome to our world, dude.
Woo!
Yeah, that's a tough road to go down. I went out for a couple drinks with my brothers maybe like a year ago. I have 3 brothers, and we were counting the NBA players that were still in the league that were older than us. And at that time, over a year ago, I think it was 8. There was 8 players in the entire league.
Yeah. They were all on the Lakers.
Melo,
Yeah, it was LeBron, Melo, Rondo,
Aldridge.
Yeah,
Iguodala. Lowry's my age. Chris Paul is older than me.
What happened to the vets? What happens if a Sean Leonard playing into his 40s? Why can't we do that anymore? Come on.
I mean, shout out Haslam. Listen, buddy, never stop. You never stop. I don't know if I said Iguodala. But yeah, the number is absolutely dwindling, and I'm pretty close to. I feel like when LeBron retires, a lot of people are going to be like, "Shit, The whole league's younger than me. Alan, there was something you said I wanted to touch on. Oh yeah, so yeah, Gary. I actually think what's interesting because Gary averaged I have it here 17.1, and I wonder if he'll hit that again, only because I feel like we talked about it last week on the pod, but will he lose some closing minutes to Precious? I think Gary definitely is a gunner, and he can score, and we're going to be leaning on him a lot. But yeah, Scotty kind of seems, to Ned's point, he seems like he's coming to take his. So I sort of think that's happening. And to your point about OG, I think it's bang on, because even if it's been exaggerated, I think OG does sort of see himself as not a fourth option, and I think, for the rest of his career, for the sake of his development, I think he wants to prove that. Earlier in the year, when everyone wasn't healthy and there was no Fred, Pascal, Fred and OG were our main scorers, and OG was doing a lot of ISO stuff, and I think there's going to be that pressure from him and his camp to sort of make sure he can showcase the things he's been working on and score more than 17. I'm not sure if he gets to 20 points sort of thing. And I think also Ned brought up Fred seems like he's in that perfect place to just defer and be like, yeah, whatever. People have, you guys all watch me score 54 points in a game. I can do that. But actually, I wouldn't mind racking up more assists and sort of just facilitating. But OG and Scotty are the guys. Although I think, it's an interesting question, because I think the Pascal stuff, he doesn't seem like he's about to get worse. So he seems like the game's slowing down for him. So I think Pascal could also score more.
He could be like a 25 a game player.
I
don't consider that inconceivable for a whole season.
For sure. And I think, I don't know the averages off my head, but if you think about what would he average, in a healthy year, considering, he missed 20 games, then he was a bit slow to kind of get going. And then he rounded into all NBA. I thought I saw the other day, I think on Raptors Republic, they posted that he's had something like 43, which would be wild because that's his number. But, so yeah, some high number of 30-point games in his career. So he can get cooking. And I think when he does, he's a hard guy to stop. He gets to the line a lot. So yeah,
We'll see that.
We shall see. We shall see. I think a lot of people are capable. That's for sure. Otto Porter's going to come in. He'll average 30 points a game for sure.
Easy.
Just kidding, guys. Yeah, this is a great podcast, and thank you both for bringing so much to the table. I love having you guys. And obviously thanks to everyone who's listening and supporting and helping us grow, and to Matty D. But let me go to you first, Alan. Shoeless Lewis, check him out. But what else is going on? What do you want to let people know?
Watch Great Canadian Baker Show. It's on CBC Jam and also Netflix. Just check Twitch out. You're gonna be very excited to see some fun things that I'm gonna be doing for the NBA season on Twitch. So that's Shoeless Lewis. I'm out here doing stuff. I don't know. Come to comedy shows. Follow me on social media. The Alan Shane on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Heads up, dude. Just gonna say I got the Fall Guys game.
Get the Fall Guy?
I'm very late, but I want to play with you.
Let's go.
And Ned, what's up? What do you want to let people know?
Sure. On socials, I'm Ned Petrie on Twitter, Ned.Petrie on Instagram. Trying to think. If you got kids and you want a cute ass show, there's a show called Pine Cone and Pony on Apple TV. Miguel's on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Yeah. And let's see, coming up, I think on Amazon, there's going to be a season 2 of Gary and His Demons, Mark Little's cartoon. I did a character for the
You also did a voice on Doomlands, which I watched.
Oh yeah, Doomlands, Roku
Great.
TV. Check that out, everybody.
Yeah, check it out. Cool. Yeah, again, thanks to everyone. Thank you, Matty D. If you feel like we're good, we're done, ready to finish up here, please give me those words I love so much. Okay.
Listen to full episodes of the Confederacy of Dunks only on the Rapcast.